Hi, Kelsey K here to give you my review of RWBY Volume 1, Chapter 4, The First Step. So, the plot of this episode is basically a character introduction and a getting set up for initiation. So, we meet Ren and Nora, who are literally two of my favorite characters in the entire show. And then we proceed to the locker room, where after Ren and Nora run off, we see Yang and RWBY, who are having a conversation about RWBY's social awkwardness and her unwillingness to try go out and make more friends. And Yang suggests maybe she try to be on a different team, and RWBY doesn't take that very well. And then we cut over to Weiss and the girl Pyrrha I keep talking about, who is a famous warrior from Mistral, who has come to study at Beacon. Weiss suggests they be on the same team together, and Weiss has a little soliloquy about how she and Pyrrha are going to be perfect and get perfect grades and yada yada yada. And then Jean comes in and starts awkwardly flirting with Weiss, and Weiss is not liking it at all, and Pyrrha is awkwardly trying to flirt with Jean because he doesn't recognize her and know who she is already. Eventually, Jean gets a little too close to Weiss, and Weiss asks Pyrrha for help, and Pyrrha's way of helping is to throw a spear at him and pin him to the wall farther back by his hood, and he's not hurt, in case you're wondering. We then have a bit where Yang and RWBY suggest to Jean that perhaps calling Weiss Snow Angel and being so forward with his flirtations maybe wasn't the best idea. We then proceed to the top of the cliff, where Ozpin and Glinda give the students the lowdown of what they're going to be trying to achieve in the Emerald Forest and initiation. And it ends with the students literally getting launched off the cliff, and Jean, of course, having absolutely no idea what he's doing, kind of seeming like he's going to die, but obviously he's not. The scene with Ren and Nora where they're introduced is probably one of my favorite scenes in RWBY, because it's just so funny to watch Nora's energy compared to Ren's, quiet nature, and the scenes they go through, like the pancakes, and then the whole discussion Nora's having about making sloth sound as a way of communicating. Like, it's so silly and so fun. And it's probably one of my favorite scenes, even if it's a bit goofy. So the scene where RWBY's like, yep, no more awkward small talk and getting to know you stuff today, just let my sweetheart do the talking. And then she, hugs her scythe and makes this weird sound. It sounds almost sexual, and it's just awkward and weird, and I don't like it. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that scene. You have to appreciate that one of the first things Jean ever said to Pyrrha was he called her hot stuff. And then the fact that Pyrrha is on the front of a cereal box is pretty funny. Those are just funny gags that I think are a nice touch. And this moment introduces Pyrrha's catchphrase of, "I'm sorry," after Weiss is asked for help and Pyrrha threw the spear at him. I love how she proceeds to do that about 15 more times in this volume. And then, of course, at the top of the cliff, Ozpin and Glinda completely ignore Jean's question, which is also pretty funny. So yeah, overall, I like this episode. I mean, it's definitely not the best episode in the volume, and it's definitely not really the most essential to the plot, but it's full of very comedic moments, and it's a good introduction to the characters. So that's pretty much the end of my review. What did you guys think? I hope you enjoyed my video, and thanks for watching.